Alright, good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are and when you see this, quite honestly. We've got another week of the Joust, this time on Mega Random. We'll go through the map in a second. We've got, in the color yellow, playing as the Byzantines, it is RentalBeast. And here in the color pink, it is BOI. So, BOI Mill House, nothing new here. We've seen the Ayubids and Abbasids build orders so many times already. And Rental not going for anything stone related this early on in the game. But he is getting a lot of wood here. And I haven't quite seen this wood build order yet, so let's see what's in store for us. So, House of Wisdom and Mining Camp. Yeah, I've mentioned many times, the only optimal build is to always only have one villager building anything, because if you build them too early, like that's time you're not going to spend later building, like the villager time you're spending building things. It's always the same in the early game, so it doesn't matter the percentage of the economy that you have idle. I've seen that theory floating around, but yeah, it doesn't really make much of a difference here, because you're going to get those resources that you would have lost early. You can lose them later if you decide to build things later. What you want to do is cut walking time. So you want to build a house on the way to either the mill or the lumber camp, and you want to build the House of Wisdom close to the resource you're gonna get eventually. But other than that, it's worked fine in Rental. Yeah, going water. So we found a lake early on. I don't know about that, mate. I don't know about that. He started going on water fairly early here. Alright, building a cistern as well. Don't forget that building things rewards stone over to the Byzantines. That's why he has 40 stone a minute. So he has that cistern. The cistern perfectly placed here to boost everybody. I don't know if he's gonna need farm space. If he does, then this is a bad build. Alright, we're going military wing reinforcement. Going into feudal age is much less popular, since it's been nerfed a little bit. The nerf really was the 15 seconds after you age up, you produce a desert raider, which is often enough time for the other players to make their defenses, or to have a unit out or something like that. But it was very suffocating to fight the Desert Raider immediately at, what, 4 minutes 30 it's already out, instead of being closer to 5 minutes. So just a little thing there. The Byzantines, I don't think, have any bonus when it comes to their fishing, but they do have bonuses when it comes to fighting. And it should be very interesting how they do it. So they have the Dromon, which fires a flamethrower instead of being sprinkled. They also have the Evidroman. I believe Greek fire on the surface or ground where they attack. That's crazy. And the liquid expenses. The senior ships deal full damage to all enemies. So the damage doesn't drop off the further away from the radius, the center of the radius as you go. Yeah, BOI I think is going on water as well. Just needs to acquire the needed wood here. He also probably needed a house somewhere and a lumber camp, so that sucks. Ayubids, I feel, Ayubids and Abbasid have a little bit of a nerf when it comes to water compared to other civs, because they need to connect their base to get a good golden age, and that only comes in later once you have expanded far beyond their town center. So he's gonna have one building that's not connected. It's a small nerf, and more if you build more of them, but it's 150 wood building as well. Alright, here we go. We have the reinforcement coming in from the House of Wisdom. We have Rental here on the other side still, gathering his resources, building the tower. As you see, no distance in between the tower and the gold vein. And he knows, right? He saw. Yeah, he saw. It's military wing reinforcement. There's the first Desert Raider. And not only are we going to get the first Desert Raider, we're also going to get BOI contesting water. Now, Byzantines should be somewhat powerful on water, but Yeah, feels like the Dromon are a little bit underwhelming because they don't quite have the range. They're still a good unit, but maybe not the ideal way to do it. But either way, we have a Desert Raider who's going to meet a tower on the gold. I love walls like this, I've said before, it just prevents units from moving around without paying the taxes. And we're going to get the Hippodrome. Hippodrome, allowing us to heal our units. Oh, excuse me. With the Triumph, get health regeneration, move speed, and damage. That's pretty good. And saves you 150 wood, which at this stage of the game, and especially going water, it's so important. Oh, there it is! Desert Raider attacking the worker. And that's a worker dead. Let's see how long it takes. So 42 seconds until the next reinforcement Desert Raider comes alive. I don't think BOI really needs to make military yet at this stage of the game, or land military, and he's not. Because he wants to contest water here. I wouldn't imagine he's just going to try to fish alongside his opponent here when making military units is so much more powerful. But Rental isn't contesting the water. That's what's a bit shocking to me. Yeah, Rental not really contesting water, and that's usually the first thing that players do when they notice that their opponents spot them on water. But let's see, maybe it doesn't become an issue. However, for BOI here, the Desert Raider shouldn't accomplish much now. This wall here is excellent, prevents the Desert Raider from moving around behind the base. If he wants to hit this wood line, he has to come all the way around here. There is a little bit of space, so he has to come all the way around here. Get over to this side, hit workers, and if he wants to bail, he has to come around again and just do that, right? So not an ideal situation, and like BOI would have his Golden Age up right now, and his villagers would all get plus 10% gather rates. Alright, we have an explosive dough in the dough. Yeah, that's a handful to say, and we're gonna get a Bagla as well. And we keep getting fishing ships! Oh, Rental may be underestimating what BOI can do here. If we look as well as at this other dock, there are 8 fishing ships here, producing from 2 docks, and both of these players are just going ham here on the fishing, but feels like BOI will have a massive advantage. He can attack now, and I don't think there's much Rental can do. However, one thing I like to see, I say this every time, the extended lines upgrade is just so powerful. Plus 15% gather rate and carry capacity, which means that they will spend less time walking. Sailing? Sailing, yeah, pretty sure it's sailing. Alright, we're gonna have a cistern here for Rental. So his second cistern will come online, will boost... Oh my god, the game is late every time I select the cistern. The game is late? No, the game is slow. So these villagers will be boosted. We also got a golden horn tower in the back of the base. Yeah, I don't think Cistern of the First Hill really that impactful on a map you go water like this. Golden Horn Tower is certainly very powerful. The Cistern of the First Hill players have been trying, but the only strategy they've been able to find really is the Knight strategy. Alright, here we go. We have units here. The explosive dough standing outside the dock, just waiting for those ships to spawn. No arrow slits either, so... Wow, the ships are really in danger here. And again, explosive dough very close to the dock. And yeah, Rental just lost fish, but he is aging up, and BOI is so far away from doing so. Ooh, that's the Baglach getting very close. Yeah, sure, your ships are healing, and it's gonna take a lot of shots to kill him. But eventually, all of them are gonna go down, and you can see just the difference in economies. But Rental will have a tech advantage, and there's a ship here. It's not the Carrack. Oh, they don't have a... Oh, I guess they removed the Castle Age ships from They reworked water many months ago. On the other hand, pretty uncontested. I really want to see what's next here for... Oh, we're getting veteran contract. And the Silk Road contract as well. That's a very interesting choice. So we're gonna get camel riders, it seems. Trying to... Are we, or are we gonna get... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Not a contract I would pick in this matchup. Oh, killing workers as well. Rental not fast enough. And just 15 workers down. Can you... Is there really a way you can back here from this? Alright, we have cataphracts out of the Hippodrome. If the goal was going cataphracts anyway, might as well have made the cistern of the first hill and be able to heal whenever they get low. But cataphracts have a lot of armor. They could trample as well. Boy loses one Desert Raider, so nothing too serious. And he's gonna have his ships fight! Oh, that's ridiculous, but effective. Not too effective if the cataphracts just win the land fight. We can now go... Ooh, that keeps going Desert Raiders. We see the advancement though, so cheaper age up. Yeah, I don't know if he had time to wait for any of the other resources plus the extra time. Wait for the other... any of the other wings. So I do think this is the... this is the best course of action. Oh, and a lot of workers. Are they gonna try to build a dock? Also, boy can defend now. Don't forget, boy, yeah, doesn't really have the greatest of unique tax. Like 10% health for the military ships is good, but yeah, I feel like other civs have so much better tax. Alright, so that dock is built. The dock is done. I don't know, Rental doesn't have the economy to build ships. He's building a galley. Wow, building a galley. Oh. Wow, so still 0 worker skill, a lot of army value over for Rental, and they are mostly going to be land units. Wow, this gold is going to get spotted. This is going to be so ugly. Well, 1 worker is down. We have the galley here on this other side, but we have a Bagla here for Boy. Oh, and Boy's villagers, they lost 3 of them already. Now make it 4. Yeah, talk about equalizing the game. These, yeah, there's a camel. These are all camel answers. And galley, even under the dock, should lose. Oh, here we go, we have camels, but camels I don't think apply camelanese to other camels. I really don't think the choice of contract was the wisest one for Rental. But he's at least getting his mercenaries out, which is pretty good. Have the mercenary house? He does have the mercenary house. Yeah, so Boy defended both lakes, and he's got a massive worker advantage. Even though he did lose 6 workers, so if Rental could keep this up, then he'd be in a good spot. But, like, look at that, he has no food economy. He just took out all of his berries. He's trying to make... Oh, those are javelin workers that got spawned out of the Golden Horn Tower. Yeah, I don't know, we needed Desert Raiders in here for these to be effective, because Desert Raiders count as a ranged unit. They count as melee and ranged cavalry. That is just so many categories right there. Clearly a unit made it to be countered by everything in the game. They are camels, so they counter cavalry by that extent. Yeah, I don't think Boy has reached the critical mass that he need. Even though he should be populating this lake as well, like with like 5 ships or something, just to diversify your economy. This is such a good call from Boy, though. Ooh. Yeah, now Rental losing so many workers. Is he gonna lose all of them? Oh no, he's gonna lose all those workers. Yeah, because he's busy dealing with these camels that are spawning right there. And now we are... That was 16 workers that were on those deer. And yeah, Boy called it. Not much you can say about that. Just a surgical strike right there. And after losing water, that's gonna be game. Alright, let's go. Map number 2. As you can see there in the overlay, which I'm quite proud of, to be honest. Boy is winning the series 1-0. But here in the color green, it's Rental with the Malians. Collecting his wood here to build the houses and the pit mine. Yeah, you don't want to take the gold, you want to actually build a pit mine. And Zushi's legacy here for Boy. So collecting wood. And now with all that wood stacked up and the Imperial Official, he will get that wood into the mill and just get a little bit extra. Alright, you have the village here as well, getting built. Village, of course, the unique house of the Chinese, grants them 40 extra population. So that's going to be pretty good for Boy. Won't have to worry about houses in a minute here. Yeah, very interesting matchup, as both civs have very good tempos at very different times. Malians really, their late feudal and their mid castle age are just so good. Then Zushi is really good early castle age. So that should be very interesting to see how both players deal with that changing tempo. We do see the round of houses being built around the pit mine. Houses grant extra gold, of course, but around the pit mine, leaving the space there for the mining camp. That always looks fascinating when done this way, where you build one house and then space and then another house. But yeah, that's what you want to do. Eventually, you do want to take the gold. This is just extra economy. The Malians, though, they have some... Like, their units are just slightly underwhelming. So they do have this extra economy, which allows them to pump out more units. But their units are slightly weaker than everybody else. So judging fights is can be a bit rough for Malian players. I don't think that will be a problem, though. As Rental finishes the ring of houses around the pit mines. Yeah, starting to take food and starting to look good for the next stage. Over here on Boy, though, we have 8 on food. It's going to be 4 on gold, I assume. Even though with the Imperial Officials, yeah, they can drop off gold. And there's 61 gold in this mill. And any minute now, yeah, Boy will pick it up, just as I was saying. And boom, he almost has a 200 gold, so it's actually living that at 3. Gonna start, not even gonna pick up anymore. I think this is gonna be, there we go, the Meditation Gardens location. And this might be one of the best we've ever had here on the series. Oh my god, so 2 berries, 1 stone. Actually, not one of the berries. We've had 2 gold and 1 berries. Which I think is a little bit better, but yeah, this is still a pretty good one. I do think Boy made it to catch the stone. Stone is a very valuable resource to get with the Meditation Gardens, as it allows you to start building anything you need with stone just that little bit earlier. So I know Boy has a wide range of strategies with Zushi. Of course, fast castle into the night's timing is a very powerful one for him. Oh my! Rental building the Saharan trade network. Usually this landmark is used when you're expecting aggression, or when you're going trade. I don't think he's going trade, but you can expect aggression. Of course, the map is prairie. Like, that's a wood line. That's a wood line, so very open map. Aggressive civs tend to do better here. So if your playstyle for a certain game is an aggressive one, and you do well to use it. However, Boy does seem to be going a very fast castle approach. So we're gonna have the Saharan trade network for Rental, which... Yeah, you're gonna defend against both scouts, I guess, but not really, because they're outside the range. But he couldn't have built it any further out, otherwise... Like, you risk a Juggernaut or two might getting in there, right? Of course, Age of Empires is always a game of incomplete information. You have no idea. Or you can have some idea, but you never have a complete idea of what your opponent's doing. Alright, the scouts here, having a little bit of a war. This is just to slow them down. Well, yeah, they do catch the stone. Can we see the line here? Alright. So just catches the stone by one tile. That was on purpose, I mean. I think it misses that berry bush. Either way, it's gonna be so many free resources galore, and as you see, like, very close here to aging up to Castle Age, and Rental just aged up to Feudal. Of course, like, the start for Malians takes so long, and they tend to be very exposed at the stage of the game. Like, they would have been hit by spears by now, but of course the start is different. Not by spears, sorry. By knights if they are playing French or Rus, but, of course that would entail a different start. Alright, it's going to be the Shaolin Monastery, so the Shaolin Monastery will allow Boy to collect those relics very early. Relics, of course, are a lot of gold, and the earlier you get them, the higher percentage of the economy it is, so you just get some insane tempo by doing it this early. On the other hand, Rental can get a little bit of cattle into the cattle ranches. I am not sure he's going to age up with them. You might want to eventually go and eat them. Well, in this situation, like, you see that? What do you do? What do you do? It's a 625 age up. This is so fast. No doubt enabled by, of course, 1.9 berries being underneath the meditation gardens. That one is missed, pretty sure. Yeah, already first Shaolin Monk out. The monk will get the first relic. The big downside, and it's like first world problems, is that you don't have enough wood to make the stable right away. But you're getting a head start on those relics, and relics are very important, as I've said before. It allows you to gain just so much tempo, in that like mid-castle, in the early to mid-castle age. And that's when Malian's Feudal Age will become a lot stronger, as they will have enough passive economy to really pump out a lot of units. But you'll have a good passive economy of your own, and it does look like it's a Fulani Corral setup here for Rental. Can he afford to do this though? Is my question. All right, there are two Sofa here. The 2 Sofa will drive the scouts away. And that's a lot of sheep. Let's actually see the graph. 30 to 16. Don't forget that there are a ton of sheep here on Prairie. So going second scout here by Boy, as we see the second scout there. That was a very good call. And we're gonna have like Feudal Age Sofa with no upgrades versus Castle Age Lancer. 2 Sofas should win. 2 Sofas should win, but still. And yeah, look at that. This is going to be held on 5 gold workers. Let's swap over here. 2 relics. I'm going to keep it on this graph, and already 3 Lancers out. Yeah, don't forget, Rental has to do all of this and age up eventually, and it's going to look dicey once the Knights show up, but you did go with the Tower. I wonder what the difference would have been at this point of the game if he goes with the other landmark that generates gold passively, so... Ooh, the Shaolin Monk doing the Sofa very dirty. Oh, one of the workers died. That's the first worker kill of the game. And the Lancer doesn't die. That's what's amazing to me. Alright, but the setup is nearly complete here. The setup for the Fulani Corral. Oh, we're gonna get the both scouts converted. No, we're not gonna get both scouts converted. Oh, sorry, a scout and a Sofa. Rental never made the second scout. I saw the scout, I assumed 2 of them. That's just terrible casting on my part. So one of the scouts for Boy does die. And like, Rental now should have a very good economy. And he's gonna have a slight lead when it comes to sofa count. But sofas without that Castle Age armor upgrade are not a good unit. They are just not that good of a unit without imported armor. So Rental has to choose his battles very carefully. Does kill a Lancer, and I think any value you can get here is going to be very important. So you don't want to fight on equal numbers, you definitely don't want to fight on lower numbers. And it's just... like, we are sitting on 4 relics and 2 sacred sites. And where's the other relic? The last relic is coming in. This one, right? Yeah, it's this one. So... yeah, Rental is dead. I really don't see a way back into this game. He does have the economy for now. If you see, actually, Boys is just slightly better. The total amount of resources per minute here, can we see that? So total food and wood. Now total stone and gold. No, that's collected resources. Yeah, you'd have to add the per minutes here, so... so for Rental, it's around 1800. And for Boy, this is like... yeah, it's just like... it's like 1900. But yeah, 10 minutes on the clock here. So Rental has to win a fight. Prevent his workers from getting killed, which is not gonna happen here. Oh, he pulls back in the nick of time here. Loses 1 worker, but the Knights will dive. I don't know about that, the Lancers diving. Such an awkward fight to do under, like, in the middle of the city, under the town center. They can tank roll shots, of course. +2, so they take 2 damage per arrow instead of 4. Like, the 2 upgrades is half damage. Oh my god, this is not a good fight for Rental. Rental is gonna lose his army and so many workers. Oh, he even started eating some of the cattle, and that's game. That's series. That's 2-0 for Boy. Just made it very hard for Rental to really respond to this. Alright, that's gonna be it for this this matchup. I'll catch you all in the next.